So, surprising even myself, I managed to survive the trip to California and back for Ragnaroktoberfest 2018, and my gosh, was it really fun. I will have another video up on my thoughts and everything about Ragnaroktoberfest in the coming days, but until then, I've got a lot of cool stuff to show you because I was showered with all sorts of goodies while I was there, and then there were people selling stuff, and that's where things got really hairy because people had things I wanted. So, yeah, that was interesting, and I got a lot of really, really cool things, and I'm really excited to do videos on in the future, but until then, I kind of have to do this one to show you exactly what. So here's the loot from Ragnaroktoberfest, starting with the most important. I got candies. These were given to me by David, and I thank them profusely because I really like these, and, you know, I don't really get them all that often. So not only is this a special little gift boxy little thing, but it's special to me because I don't think I've had one of these in a very long time. In fact, these were given to me because in a video, like a live stream, they asked me, you know, what kind of candy are you craving? And I said, I could go for some Ferrero Rochers or whatever they're called. And so they gave me this. So thank you, David. I will eat these, and if Wifecom is lucky, she'll get one. But since she actually eats chocolate constantly, these are mine. While I was there, I got to meet a lot of people that I've known for some time but have never actually hugged personally, and one of those people was Bobo Bob, and Bobo Bob gave me things! I am really, really excited about this. So the first thing we're going to talk about, the most important thing in my opinion, is the Marshmallow Enforcer. This is basically a giant hammer action air tank that holds 15 small marshmallows. However, if you're a Walcom, this is a giant air tank with hammer action that holds 15 short darts. You can see where this is going. Plus it looks like a dead ringer for Earthworm Jim's gun. So yeah, to say I'm excited to use this is an understatement. I'm really, really excited. I did get one of these before. The problem was it leaked, and when I tried to fix it, I didn't have the right hose tubing, and the tubing I used was too, I guess, not rubbery enough, so it kinked, which just caused it to not pump. So yeah, this is supposedly completely unused, although the box is not taped or anything, but it's brand new in box. Hopefully it doesn't actually include marshmallows in here, because that would be kind of weird, because who knows how old those are. But I'm really excited to do a video on this, which means I'm gonna have to open it, which will be a shame, but come on, man. A pistol that holds 15 short darts, and it's air-powered. You gotta get excited for that. The other thing was, and this was kind of, I've wanted another one of these for a long time. I already have all 4 of these jolts. The problem is, I only have 1 set. Now I have 2, and one of them is brand new in box, which makes me very happy. But this is the Clue Elimination game, which is Hasbro's attempt to shove one thing into another and hope it turns out as good as peanut butter and chocolates. But this game looks terrible, to be perfectly honest. It's like, you take a card, you find your target before they find you, and you eliminate them, and you shoot them with a really cool looking jolt. Using some really cool looking darts, I might add. This one's actually already open either. The darts have got, I still have these somewhere, but they're like brightly colored and they have like, what do you call them, like question marks on them. They're really cool. And cards, and I maybe will play this at some point in the future, because I think I know where my set is. I never opened it, but come on, man. Look at these jolts. They're so pretty. They're so perfect. So thank you so much, Bobo Bob. I gave him lots of hugs for this stuff because it makes me extremely, extremely happy. Maybe nobody else cares about these things, but I sure as heck do. Up next, I've got a couple of things. Some I were given, some I bought from one Kraken Wise, and I'm starting to run out of names of people, of things that were given to me. I tried to remember everybody, and I'm drawing a blank on where most of the stuff came from, but I'm really excited because there are some really interesting blasters that came out of these transactions that I got. I'm really excited. So, first of all, we got ourselves a busbee clip blaster. Now, of course, I wanted one of these things, and apparently they're kind of hard to get a hold of, and honestly, I like the form factor of this thing right off the bat. I don't know why this wasn't a more popular blaster, to be perfectly honest, but this thing's cool. But more importantly, this is the missing puzzle to my ultimate clip blast I got, which is an extremely rare blaster in the fact that it was apparently never released, and yet I have one. So having this now completes that set, which makes me extremely happy. But this was not the only thing. I also got my hands on this. This is one of those blasters you see bumping around on the internet that you have no idea what they are or really what they do, and if you ever do find one, it never has the actual clip in it, and even if it does have the clip, it never has the actual darts that it came with. And there's some interesting things about all this stuff. For instance, these darts have plastic tubes in them. They're foam darts, but with plastic tubes and suction heads in them, which is rather interesting. And of course, you got a clip, and this is a flywheel blaster with a very, very chunky trigger pull, but it's really satisfying. So that'll be interesting. I will have a video up on this soon, but that is prime tag back material. I haven't even put batteries in to fire it up yet, but I'm really excited for this one. It's, again, one of those blasters I wanted for a very long time that I never got my hands on until recently. And if you thought that was cool, well, here's the thing. Now, there's a very good reason why I got my hands on this one. This is a rapid fire blaster. I don't know the exact name of this one because the sticker is destroyed, but I actually have one of the rapid fire blasters, which is a giant frick-off, basically Ultimator, but it's not nearly as good. But it's a cool rocket launcher that I got my hands on from my friend Steven. And this is another blaster in that line. And as far as I know, there's only 3 blasters. The other blaster, which I'm missing, is like a Supermax ball shooter kind of thing. So I can't really, I've tried to do a tag back on this rocket launcher blaster before, and I found it extremely difficult to talk about the blaster for more than like 2 minutes, because there's really not that much information out on it. But if I could get the entire set, things would be a little bit easier, and plus this thing just looks cool. I mean, it's really goofy and cool looking, and it's just a camp ball blaster. There's no trigger that does anything, but I thought it looked pretty nifty, and it was, you know, reasonably cheap, so I picked it up. Now these next 2 things are way more exciting in my opinion. We're gonna start with maybe the least exciting of these 2. I finally got my hands on a busbee Mech 6. This is one of those blasters where if you saw it in a Goodwill, you'd probably never think twice. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've passed up several of these without knowing. And I'm an idiot, because I would have known looking at this that it was a flywheel blaster, and the fact it's a flywheel blaster that's smaller than a hammer shot, yeah, that's pretty freaking important. And I did get my hands on this. It has batteries and everything in it, plus it's a hopper, so it's really easy to use as like a secondary. This thing has so much potential. In fact, the flywheel cage that's in here is very similar to the flywheel cage you find in like the dessert pigeon and stuff like that. So this is an important blaster in and of itself, but it actually performs really well, and now that I'm home, I finally get to test it with these darts. Now, it's meant for busbee stickies, and if you put like elite darts in there, they're too long. They just, yeah, they suck. But with these darts, I think it'll work perfectly. Yep, looks like it will. This thing's amazing. Oh, it's so good. It's probably only hitting like 45, 50 FPS. That's fixable. But oh my gosh, like this is a game changer for me. There's little plastic flaps at the top to stop darts from falling out, and this thing is, oh, I'm excited. This is a video I cannot wait to do. This is a blaster. I was sent one of these from Dr. Jex, but unfortunately it was destroyed, so I couldn't use it for a video. This one is in immaculate condition, and most importantly, it works flawlessly. Could it use a rev trigger and stuff? Yeah, totally, but I'm still really happy with getting my hands on one of these things, and I could not. I'm so happy it works with these darts. Oh, I can't wait to do this video. Just before we get to the final thing, he did give me this, which made me really happy. This is a little acrylic standout cut thing. It's all the, he was like, oh, you like Gundam and stuff, and handed me this. I'm a big fan of Knights of Sidonia. I really liked this show, and I've never, like, even recently, I guess, now you can finally get, like, Revel texts or something and scale models of the stuff from the show, but it was really hard to find any kind of memorabilia from the show, and now I got my hands on this, and like honestly, this is perfect. I can place it somewhere, and it just looks really freaking cool. It's one of the guards from the show, and I was very thankful to them for giving me this. But while they were giving me this, they were also giving me this. They didn't know what it was. They figured I knew what it was, and holy crap, did I know what this is. I'm really excited, at the same time mortified, because this is the internals to the Nitro Quad. I can't get my hands on a Nitro Quad, but apparently I can get the internals, and for all intents and purposes, this is basically the Nitro Quad. I don't really need the internals. In fact, I could make something, but the idea of the Nitro Quad is it has 4 darts on it. It's a Springer, which is really interesting with the trigger being right here, and this little dial right here will let you shoot either any of these or a combination of them, which makes it really interesting to be a, like, it's actually not even that bad of a blaster. Well, it would help if I had it dialed in. Let's see. I need 1 + 2. Can we get 1 + 2? Is that a thing? Let's try 1 + 2. Ah, I got one of them off. Can you not shoot that one? Maybe? Come on. No? Ah, we'll shoot this one, right? No? Well, these are not the darts that's meant to go with it. It's meant to shoot kind of an older style. But yeah, it's a nitro quad. It even has the sticker in there. Perfect. I'm really happy to have this, but I can't do a tag back on it because I lack the actual internals. And what's more perplexing is there's like no screws holding this blaster together. This whole plunger tube mechanism is completely glued still. Like, the only way to upgrade this thing would be to destroy it, which sucks. But hey, I finally have a nitro quad-like thing to mess around with, so that makes me really happy. Thank you so much, Kraken-Wise. Seriously, you've given me a lot of cool chances to get some blasters that I wouldn't normally get my hands on. I did pay for a lot of this stuff. Some of it was given to me, but I thank you nonetheless, sir. Thank you. These next two things I bought off a gentleman. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. I knew that was gonna happen, but I did buy a complete Phoenix LTX laser tag blaster. Now, why would I want something like this? Well, for one, the Phoenix LTX is really cool and comfortable, and for two, this one actually has not only the barrel, which is interesting, but also has the sight. I have a couple of these blasters now. I didn't have any of the front barrels. I didn't have any of the sights. I don't know of anybody who actually had this sight, but here it is. So it comes with like a little red dot looking sight that you can put on there, and they're just so cool. I actually, oh, I don't know if you can see it. It's like, oh, it's a bright green dot. It's really nice. I've never used this before, but I mean, I've played around with them, but it's kind of interesting. So it's got like a haptic feedback really loosely in it, but most importantly, to reload it, it will do nothing, apparently. Oh, there we go. I think this one might be actually broken, too. I have another one of these that... I'm sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. So, these are single shot, then you have the normal shot from that, and on one side that doesn't work, but on the other side it does work. That's how you reload the blaster. Yeah, just really cool. This works with all the other laser tag things that have come out from, like the Tiger Electronics age of things, so I really like them, and I'm glad to finally have one of the complete ones because I've wanted this for a very long time. And I also bought this, which is a Tiger Camo Secret Strike, because there's a lot of Secret Strikes out there. I only have like the blue and the yellow ones, and I want to try to build up the collection of them, but who knows how hard it is to get some of those blasters. But yeah, Tiger Camoed one. So, yeah, I mean, not a whole lot to say. Yeah, Tiger Camoed Secret Strike. Actually, we got a dart here that will even match it. Gear Up Secret Strike. There we go. Works perfectly. One gentleman gave me these. These are pre-made busbee shells with the air restrictor and everything removed out of them, which is amazing because apparently this is really easy to do, but I had never done it myself, obviously. These are what looks to be PEX tubing, and just cutting out and removing the original air restrictors. And yeah, it looks like this will work just fine for, yeah, using a busbee blaster to get some better performance. But the only issue I ever had is that, like, you have to make hundreds of these things, and there didn't seem to be an economical way of doing that. But looking at it now, maybe, yeah, just cut them in half and then stick some tubing in there and see how it goes. It's a little bit tight, but I guess that's not too bad. If you have 100 shells on you, it'll probably last you most of the day if you're using a busbee-related blaster. So yeah, thank you very much for these. I'm sorry again, I don't remember your name. It's just from here on out, everything's kind of a blur. These next few things I bought from somebody. There was a seller that had what was a decent condition, not very good condition, but a decent condition lock and load that was missing all the extra stuff, but they had a lock and load. I bought that for Jose for keeping me company and whatnot. And then I saw what else they had. So one of the things I wanted was a sharp shot, or is it a sharp shot? I don't actually remember what this thing's called now. And I'm sure even if I put it up on screen, people will correct me on it, but it's a blue triggered version. This is one of the only dart tag blasters, at least one of the newer ones, that I haven't covered yet, because it's kind of a hard thing to talk about, but this one is a blue triggered one. and it's sufficiently powerful, which is what the Blue Trigger versions were. Yeah, pretty darn good for what they are. So I'm definitely happy about this. I've wanted one of these, like a blue triggered one, actually I didn't even know existed, so, but now I have the blue trigger one and the normal one so I can do a good video on them, and that'll be fun to talk about the blue trigger variants and the dirt tag stuff. They also had one of the final pieces I needed for my deplorable, this being the clear Vulcan chain, which is mostly for just like thumbnail purposes, because obviously I only have one clear chain, so I probably won't use this over all of the other gray Vulcan chains I have, but in completing a kind of clear Vulcan, that's important. But I didn't have a complete one. I only had the chains, the blaster, and the ammo drum. Lance, bless his soul, the original creator of the deplorable, found this for sale and picked that up for me. So now I do legitimately have a complete clear Vulcan. So I need to get finished on, like, the deplorable's already all cut up. I just need to finish it. It's rewired and everything. I just need to finish it. So that will be something that will be coming in the coming weeks. I don't have an exact time frame on it, but hey, at least I have all the stuff now. Another thing I got for Kraken-wise I completely forgot about, the Snapfire set, because I like Snapfires. I have a ton of Snapfires now. It's an complete meme how many Snapfires I have. Now I have even more. But these ones are different because I have the white and the blue kind, and these are really nice looking blasters. I like the blue one, I think, the most, but holy crap, I am very glad to finally have this set. I've seen people at wars with these, and I've been extremely jealous, and now I have a set myself, so thank you very much, Kraken. And I'm gonna round this off with 2 more blasters, and I'm sorry, I completely forgot who gave them to me. Please let me know down in the comment section so I can give you the appropriate snuggles, but we're gonna start off with a Jolt-like blaster I actually didn't even know existed. They made a lot of these things, and honestly, I've never seen this one before. Now, it's not technically a Jolt. When I talked about doing the whole Jolt collection video, I meant things that were literally Jolts. Like, they weren't... I meant things that were actual Jolts, as in plunger tubes and priming rods and stuff can be interchanged with a normal end strike Jolt. This is not quite the same thing. While it is technically a Jolt, or Snapfire, however you look at it, it's not actually a Jolt. I know that some people that will just fly past them, but yeah, this is a crossbow Jolt. And it's interesting. I didn't know this existed, and I really want this thing to hit harder. It almost seems like it deserves it at this point. Oh god, that catch goes, oh god, Hasbro. But yeah, a little tiny crossbow Jolt. Although, I mean, maybe the plunger tube and stuff was all the same, but yeah, this was given to me. And one more thing that was given to me was something I wish I could use for tag back, but unfortunately, it's missing too much, so it's kind of hard to do a video on it. But this leaves it open for prime mod opportunities, this being the Gyrostrike. Now, this blaster originally has a hopper that goes on the back of it that holds, they're tampons. I can't describe it any other way. They literally shoots what looks to be tampons. It's a manual flywheel blaster, very similar to the buzzsaw, except for much louder and much cooler. And that's all the trigger does. And I'm not sure what you would fire out of this thing besides the ammo it came with. It almost looks like it might shoot Demolisher rocket. The gap is pretty extreme. I don't have a, will it shoot that? Oh my god, it will almost shoot a Zing arrow. I actually think it would shoot a Zing arrow. Yeah! It will shoot Zing arrows. Well, now I have the coolest Zing arrow shooter ever. And also the least efficient one. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. There was a lot of stuff thrown in the box, and hopefully I didn't lose anything either. That would be even more tragic. But I had a lot of fun at this event. I'm glad I got to meet so many people. Thank you so much, everybody who came and said hi, asked me to sign your blaster, took selfies with me. I'm completely undeserving, and it seriously made my year. Like, that's not a joke. It really, really helps on the old mental front, so thank you so much. I have lots more videos coming out, but until then, this has been Walcom S7. Thank you very much for watching this video, and of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different one.
You gotta